Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Yeah, Solana's chart is still in this overall uptrend here that we are tracking on the larger time frame, and specifically the move from the August low is still considered an active uptrend. However, within this uptrend we now see quite a decent pullback. But if it really is a fifth wave up, it should give us one more high in wave 5 of 5. Is it absolutely needed? No, but it would be expected at this stage. That said, the price has moved into a support area as expected, but without any clear confirmation for a low. So the local trend from that recent high that formed end of November is still down, and we need some evidence before we can confirm a local low has been established. Now, please note that this is considered a fifth wave up. So in this fifth wave, we have an ending diagonal. This means pullbacks can be deep. This means we could even get a break of support and it would still be a valid scenario. We would just, if this is a wave 4, we would just not really want to see a sustained break below $163, even though it is technically valid. What you often get in these diagonals, or actually not that often in crypto, but it can happen, is an overlap between waves 4 and 1. That at the moment hasn't happened yet. It might happen, but ideally we don't see a sustained break below $163. That is a critical support level, and it would most likely lead to invalidation eventually. There would be other interpretations then that we can think about. For example, that this larger fourth wave is still unfolding. But then, yeah, it requires a reinterpretation. For now, the trend is down anyway, locally from that high. And we are just tracking the microstructure to see if we can get some kind of an indication or evidence that a low is in. At the moment, that's not the case yet. So let's take a look at the smaller time frame. And here, this is the structure in detail that has started, end of November. As I mentioned before, it's a 3-wave move down. I mean, as long as it's not a 5-wave move down, we can keep the door open for higher prices. With a 5-wave move down, it's going to be more difficult. But here I've got an A wave in 3 waves. I've got a B wave as a triangle. And the C wave down in 5 waves can make a case for one more low, absolutely. But I don't really want to see more than one more low, okay? So if we get one more low, which very well might happen because this pullback here was quite sharp from yesterday's high, then $171 is next support and $163. Yesterday, around the same time, I highlighted to you that maybe this move up is a first 5-wave pattern, bit too small to be reliable, but still a 5-wave pattern, and we can observe the pullback structure to determine if there's a good chance for it to reverse higher. The pullback structure looks kind of impulsive, so it's not really clearly a wave 2, but it's not invalidated. So this 1-2 setup is still valid, but it's come down a bit too deep. Okay, it's come down a bit too deep. So it's still valid. I'll leave it on the chart, but it will probably be invalidated, and we probably go for one more low. So the trend is still down. I can't confirm at this stage a low. What would be a good signal that a low has been established? A break above the last high at $202 would help. Why? Because it would invalidate the 5th wave down. It would also invalidate, in the yellow scenario, the idea that maybe this is even turning into a triangle, because the wave 4 could be a triangle. Something like that, A, B, C, D, E, before we form one more low. So it would invalidate that as well, which means some of the short-term bearish follow-through scenarios would be invalidated, shifting probabilities towards a move to the upside. Yeah, but it would still be very early in the process, but that would be the first good indication we can get, because especially we need to be careful now because this pullback was quite deep and sharp. But the levels are defined. I mean, again, even a break below support would not rule out the idea of a wave 4 diagonal, but it would be too deep to be, let's say, a structure to really follow, let's say, with a high likelihood, right? Let's say the probabilities for a scenario that this is a wave 4 pullback, they will reduce with a break below 163, and then we need to think about reinterpreting the chart. But then again, bear in mind that overlaps between waves 1 and 4 in a diagonal, they are not uncommon, so it can happen. But more important than that is for me, okay, do we see any evidence for a low? Not yet, nothing clear. And then is the move down still a 3-wave move? At the moment, yes. So that's the update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.